What's up, board game people? It's that time again. Time to shout the latest in board game greatness from the hilltops. This week we have Titans leveling mountains, Malum being perpetrated against your wallet, a report of vampires gathering once again in Milan, and so much more. Thank you to all my Patreons whose support is helping to fund better and higher quality content for the channel. You all are the greatest. Live on crowdfunding now, on Kickstarter, Dungeons & Lasers 5 World of Deuslair has only hours remaining and over $300 worth of stretch goals being added to pledges. Sadly, Kingdoms of Akandia was cancelled this morning. They're working on plans for moving forward now. Zombicide White Death sits with $2.3 million in funding and only hours remaining. This project has become a monster in its own right, with enough add-ons to leave you bankrupt and swimming in plastic minis. Over on Gamefound, we have the AR Vault Story Dice, freshly launched with a little over a week remaining. I don't know that the response to this one is quite what they'd hoped for. Thorgal, the board game, has a few days left and is well-funded and unlocking stretch goals at this point. Coming to crowdfunding this week, we have A Tale of Bravery coming to Kickstarter on April 25th. Guards of Atlantis 2 hitting Gamefound on the 25th, along with Endeavor Deep Sea. Alright, so let's start this off with a Titan-sized bang. Stop the presses. We have news from Aeon Trespass Odyssey, which is shaping up to be one of the hottest projects of this year. Before we get started with the juicy details about the reprint and the 12 Sins of Herakles, you should know that the Pledge Manager is closing for the expansion cycles of Aeon Trespass Odyssey. This is your last chance to grab Cycle 4 and 5 before the reprint campaign. The Pledge Manager is closing May 4th. Development on Cycles 4 and 5 is coming to a close. These cycles are both larger than any of the first 3 cycles, with more action and more intrigue. These cycles serve as an exciting and satisfying conclusion to the saga, and will be like nothing that's come before. Mini proofs are due in this month, so we should start seeing them soon. As for the reprint campaign, we have word on the initial pledge levels. As with many reprints, the price has gone up. It might suck, but this is to be expected. Prices for labor and material costs have gone up, and reprints are sometimes the first chance for a company to actually make money off their hard work. Starting off the pledge levels, we have a bit of a surprise, at least to me. They're offering the 12 Sins of Herakles core game, the summer season. This is the new entry level to Aeon Trespass Odyssey. It encompasses 3 regions, 3 story campaigns, 1 season, and more than 150 hours of gameplay. This pledge comes in at $129. So if you choke at seeing the cost of the big white box this time around, check out this pledge, as I'm positive it'll be all the proof you need to take the plunge for the ATO core. Next up is the Odysseus pledge, coming in at $299 and landing you that big white box. Yes, it's expensive, but they're targeting a $399 retail price, as the costs continue to rise for producing this behemoth. They're offering the final 2 cycles, the Illuminated cycles, Cycles 4 and 5, for $219. Finally, those that are just jumping in and wanting everything you can grab, there's the Mortal Pledge that will test your mortality if your significant other finds you grabbing it for $647. This includes all 5 cycles of Aeon Trespass Odyssey and the 12 Sins of Herakles Summer Core Box. This all goes live on May 16th, 2023. They also plan to expand the initial Aeon Trespass Odyssey offering, and they've given us a sneak peek at a new Titan, the Fatesinger Titan. This Titan is compatible with all cycles and the Sins of Herakles. This update spotlights the characters of the Sins of Herakles. The characters in the Titans will work like nothing in ATO. You play as a named character without the need of a conduit to control the Titans. You transform into the Titans. You have your personal storyline, which is much more expansive than the Nemos, a unique heritage, situation, and relationship to your absent father. You must balance your pursuit of revenge with the need to help those around you. You vacillate between humanity and simmering rage, between your own goals and those of your new family. You no longer have Nemos. Instead, you'll be getting full-fledged ability cards, of which you'll unlock more as you progress. You'll gain new Titan transformation types. When you die as a Titan, they die and you're rebirthed from Gaia itself. Dying consumes seeds, which is a shared resource for your family, and when they run out, your journey has come to an end. Oh, and death will also tear a part of your humanity from you. There's so much to look forward to in the next month. Get your wallets ready. There's a quick note from the Okko Chronicles campaign. If your pledge has not been charged for yet, it will be charged this week. You can also finish up the Pledge Manager if you have not. This is the last call for address changes for Wave 2 of Marvel Zombies. Make sure you submit a technical support ticket by May 12th if you need to change where your package is headed to. It may take a few days for them to respond. Seems I'm running a bit behind in the Werewolf the Apocalypse Retaliation campaign. Almost 15 scenarios have been created in the last few weeks. The scenarios are being balanced both on their narrative and level design side of things. Including the base game and expansions, there will be a total of 50 scenarios. They've been working on improving their in-house software to better allow them to shape and structure these massive games that they make. It allows for real-time collaborative work, and they hope it will play a key role in reducing errors and balancing their games. A look at their April progress report is being offered, and we got a peek at some of the art for the game, including an updated mini. While we're talking about Flyos games, let's look at the latest Vampire Masquerade chapters news. The boat headed to the UK should have already arrived full of vampire goodness. The ship for the US has been loaded onto trains and sent to the hubs. Shipping should begin quite shortly if it has not already. The second wave, including French, German, and Spanish copies, should be on boats now. They'll be sharing tracking information for those ships as soon as it's available. They also shared an excellent voiceover of the introduction and the update to get you in a bloodthirsty mood. In the news for SAS Rogue Regiment, we got a good progress chart update for the project as a whole, but this month their attention has been focused on the Kickstarter exclusive expansion, They Who Dare. Its boards and card decks are now ready for print, and the token sheets are coming in right behind them. We got a peek at the boards for the expansion, and they offered the first shots of the game's dice. Now let's get caught up on Novus Aetas Renaissance. This month's update, or really last month's update, focused on the Hyperion expansion, and its amazing miniatures are front and center. Hyperion will drag you into a 2-mission side campaign, and you have to attempt to foil the plans of an insane cult that's hell-bent on seeing the world perish in flames. The climax of this adventure will see you battling Hyperion and his legion of Myrmidons. With great risk comes great rewards for those able to pull through. Hyperion is also compatible with Black Rose War's Rebirth, where you can play him as a Magister who, when defeated, turns into 3 Myrmidons. This is officially last call for Middara. Any outstanding orders for Wave 1 content will be delivered by the time Gen Con rolls around in early August. Design and development for the project as a whole is done. Both chapters 2 and 3 are wrapping up. They're still on track to have everything for the whole campaign shipped by the end of the year. This means this is your last chance to jump in and get anything you still want, and it also means that shipping has come due. Shipping for this project is no joke. If you were to get everything, you're looking at 47 kilograms of game. That's huge! I know personally that Middara Act 1 still makes my shelf sag. So let's get this out of the way. Shipping sucks. I'm currently going broke paying shipping for the projects that I backed last year, so I feel the pain. But unfortunately, as container prices have come back down, last mile shipping has more than filled the gap and gone through the roof. Personally, I got the Act 2 and 3 with swag bundle, and it comes out to around $130 in shipping. Plan accordingly. You have until May 31st to pay. They'll be charging cards for the first time on the 1st of June and retrying on the 8th. The update shows clearly what's being shipped with each wave, and those pictures are what you've been seeing. Foreteller narration for Act 1 will remain free on the platform, but they're stepping up their game for Act 2 and 3, with music, sound effects, and multiple voice actors. These new chapters, and anything else not included in the core game, will be available for a standard charge. You can pick them up now in the Pledge Manager as a bundle if you wish, for around $24. News for the resin kits is looking good, and all cardboard pieces, which were the focus of Minikin plates from the first set, are getting major upgrades. Now all the cardboard will be up to the quality of the game itself. They've also added the new Lupercalia kit to go with the 2022 kit. The 2023 kit features 4 totally new sculpts, and while the price may be up there, yeah, I'm a weak person, and these are beautiful minis. They finally have their resin production in hand, and all the resin kits purchased will be delivered in June. Finally, we get some group shots for Act 2 and 3, and this is a monster of a project they're delivering. 70 new miniatures, over 700 cards, Act 2 and 3 come in at over 230,000 words of narrative, and countless hours of fun. Heroes of the Shire is awaiting the production master copy. Print and play files for the campaign are nearing completion and will be provided just as soon as they're ready. They're updating us with some of the gameplay changes to expect. Some hero board colors have changed and the text on the boards is aligned right with the artwork popping off the page. Now, they're using the same block colors as the hero ability when referencing them on hero boards or spell mastery. The rule sheet for the true solo mode has been revamped. All of the elite trash mobs now have names. They have a long list of character updates to announce as well, but I'll let you check those out in the update to get caught up on those. Their biggest changes have been to the rulebook. Again, best to see them for yourself in the update. Some videos of solo mode and Tabletop Simulator are due up on their channel soon, and they've finalized the coloring book design and the artwork to be used for their prints. The support team for Frosthaven has expanded with 2 new members. Shipping continues, but they're almost at the end of this journey. In the US, Canada, and the UK, fulfillment is complete. In the EU and rest of the world, they're wrapping up fulfillment now. In the Oceanic region, the inserts were on snailback, but they should be shipping out now. For Asia and South Pacific, all pledges have been shipped to their respective hubs, and it shouldn't be too much longer. For Etherfields, the EU hub has delivered 96% of all packages for Wave 2 language editions. They should be done shipping packages out by now. In Canada, all packages have been dispatched, and most have already made it into the hands of backers. The next update should mark the long-awaited end of fulfillment for Etherfields. A quick note to anyone who backed for your name in the credits for Dungeons of Doria, please make sure you check the latest update and alert them to any changes that need to be made. And thank you so much to the Dungeons of Doria team for the special thanks. That was totally unexpected and it sure brought a smile to my face. A short and late update from Mythic has arrived for Darkest Dungeon. Wave 2 of Darkest Dungeon will be the next major project they're working on, following the delivery of 6 Siege. Wave 2 will include everything left for Darkest Dungeon, the rest of the English language expansions, and all foreign language versions of the entire series. As with Wave 1, they'll be asking for your additional shipping payments in September. Call them what you will. Refunds are still ongoing. If you'd like one, put in a request and be prepared to wait. Backerkit orders for the Dark Venture reprint and expansion have locked. Addresses will remain open for changes right up until shipping begins. It's paper, plastics, and printing oh my for Agemonia. Level 4 and 5 are complete and manufacturing is underway. We got a few production sample shots of the minis, printed materials, and the trays that are all looking great. They're sending the final print files to the factory in the first weeks of May and mass production is a go. This update teases the Lanamora's Tier scenario, where a forbidden pagan ritual of protection is being performed in Lanamora's Tier, and you must ensure that Tan Gunnagill doesn't get in the way. Final Girl Series 2 is being marked fulfillment complete with only a few Asian and rest of the world orders still in transit to their backers. Series 3 will not be launching as fast as Series 2 did. They're giving it a little time to marinate, but the campaign for Series 3 will run this year. Design and development are already well underway for the feature films of Series 3, with 11, 12, and 15 going into beta testing and layout phases, 13 in the design phase preparing to go to alpha testing, and 14 testing and development complete and ready for final layout. The creators of Escape from Stalingrad Z are begging you delinquents to please claim your pledges. There's still about $8,000 in unclaimed pledges. There's still time to claim yours. Update number 3 for Vampire Masquerade Milan Uprising has gone live with an amazing view of the city map of Milan and an explanation of the atmosphere and unique qualities that makes Milan a perfect setting for the story to be told. The city of Milan has 1,000 years of history, hidden under the facade of being a leader in fashion, design, and the arts. The city houses both luxury and poverty under the eyes of the Milan Cathedral. The design team is actually from Milan, and who better to capture exactly what makes Milan tick? In this story, the city is a character itself. The city is comprised of over 30 districts, packed with everything from monuments of the past to a raging nightlife. Every district has its own qualities, flaws, and opportunities to bring to the table, and you, the players, will be exploring all of them. They originally announced first half of 2023 for the launch of the campaign, but this has been delayed until the second half of 2023 to allow them to continue to focus on the delivery of the Bad Karmas and the Tebru system, and out of respect for the backers of that project. Bravo! To whet our appetites, they shared some of the photos of their latest playtest session for Milan Uprising, and boy is it looking sweet. The April update for Lobotomy 2 is showing great progress for the production of the Lobotomy 1 add-ons. Production of the minis is wrapping up and paper production should line up with the minis finishing, so fulfillment can begin with the quickness. Shipping is expected to take 4 to 6 weeks. The FAQ and errata have been posted to BoardGameGeek to help clear up any niggling issues. Late backing is still available, but that window is closing eventually. Finally, the Great Wall has provided the latest in shipping numbers. The EU hub should have sent all packages out by now. All US packages have been sent. In Canada, all packages have been sent. In Australia, you guessed it, all packages have been sent. In Asia, all packages have been sent. Remember that update packs are shipping separately. So that's it for this beast of a news video. Next, we have an exclusive interview with Joel Torres Segura of Synergic Games, creators of the Harakiri Blades of Honor. This isn't to be missed. Please consider subscribing and leaving us a like to help our little channel grow and to reach more gamers like yourselves. Thank you to everyone watching, commenting, and supporting the channel on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the channel and help us get some better gear for filming, please check out the Patreon page linked in the video description. Every dollar truly does help. Have a great week and prepare for the war in your wallet.